Hi YouTube, I was back at the car boot sale the other day and I saw this on one of the tables and I asked the guy how much he wanted for it and he said £10. So if you have a look at this label here, it says Boys Toy of the Year Award 1972. So these guys are pretty old, and for 10 quid I thought even if it's really rusty, I'm still going to buy it. It's a bargain. But when I looked inside, it is actually in mint condition. So I was like really pleased with this. And the guy then said, "Oh, I've got a couple of other things in the car that are Mamod. If you want to see those as well." And he pulled out like a little engine and a sort of flywheel type thing, but I'll show you those separately. So in here we've got a nice Mamod leaflet that's got all the other kind of bits and bobs that you could get. So there's various kind of steam engine type things, and then there's all kind of trailers that could be pulled along for putting little logs and things on, and then you've got all little steam engines and things you could then attach to the steam engines. So these were designed to be used in conjunction with Meccano. So you could take like a Meccano base and you could screw your sort of steam engine down to a Meccano base, and then you could attach all these kind of little tools to it. So just little things like grinding wheels and that kind of thing could all be attached and linked up via little chains to the wheels. But anyway, this particular steam engine, I'm going to have a go and see if I can get it to work and show you what it looks like working. There's this thing here, this just attaches on to operate the steering at the front, and I'll show you that later as well. And just a little funnel came with it for actually putting the water into the engine. Okay, so after saying he would do the steam tractor for £10, he then got this out of his car and another little flywheel thing as well, which I'll show you in a second. And he said £20 for the lot. And I was so kind of buzzing and excited by that that I handed him £20 note and then didn't think anything more of it and went away happy. And it was only when I came to leave the car boot sale, right at the end, where I was stuck in traffic getting out of the car boot sale, that I suddenly thought, he handed me some change. And I thought, oh no. And I looked, and sure enough, in my wallet, there was a £10 note. So I'd given him a £20 note, and he must have had still £10 in his head from the steam tractor thing. So he ended up giving me £10 change. So I got all this lot for £10. Which I feel slightly bad about, but at the same time, um, he was a bit of a wally. I think anybody that's got all this stuff and doesn't know how much it's worth and sells it, I mean, even if he'd have sold me this lot for £20, it's. I think the steam tractor goes for over 200 on eBay, and the little engine I saw the other day go for about 60 or something. So the guy should really do a bit of research and know what he's selling before he sells it. Right, we fill the little tank up with water with this little funnel, and then just replace this little metal screw thing here, and just make sure it's nice and tight when you screw it on. Otherwise you'll get bits of water kind of squirting out of it. And then what you do is fill up the little meths burner with some methylated spirits. There you go, this was £2.60 for this amount. Just pour a bit in and then just set fire to it, and it burns with a nice kind of purple flame, and then you just put that inside underneath the tank, and that just heats up the tank of water, and then the steam engine will start working. It takes a little while. Check obviously that the flame is still lit underneath here, and yeah, just wait for a bit, and then the engine will start running. I'll show you that in a second. So when it starts to hiss and sputter, just give this a little bit of whack and this will start spinning around, and then the engine is running. I've tried to quieten the sound of this a little bit in the background. It is quite noisy, but you can see this is what it looks like as a fully functioning little steam engine. It is quite full on in that it sort of jumps across the baking tray a little bit. It's quite a powerful little engine. So if you've got one, you might want to kind of screw it down to a base and maybe attach one of those little extra flywheels or something to it as well. The last Mamod engine I got that was similar to this cost me £3 from a car boot sale, but it wasn't in really great condition like this one. Right, to the actual steam tractor, you can see the principle is exactly the same. You just fill it up with water using a little funnel, put the little screw thing back in, again make sure it's really tight, and you can see like the whole of the top section of the tractor sort of pivots backwards, and then you can close it back over the top of the funnel. Okay, so once that's filled with water, then you've got to do the same thing with your meths burner. Fill it with meths, set fire to it. Okay, again like nice purple flame, and then you just put this underneath in this little section under here. And then you've got a little bit that goes on the back of the steam tractor, which is this, and it's got little slots in it. So if you have a look, there's a little slot there and a little one at the back, and you just have to put the little section of the meths burner through the slot, and then it just clips on. And then again you've just got to wait for it to heat up. So again, when it starts making sputtering, hissing noises, you know it's pretty much ready to go. This one is dripping quite a bit of water underneath, but what you do with this is you just lift up the back of it and you just spin the flywheel just gently, and you'll see like it takes a few goes. If it's not quite ready yet, it doesn't work straight away. So you just tap it a few times, and eventually what happens is when it is ready to go, obviously the back wheel starts spinning quite vigorously. So on this occasion it started working for a little while and then it stopped again because it wasn't quite ready. So again, give it another whack and it starts to work, and you can see it's quite a full-on thing, quite a cool piece of kit. Really I could have done with a much bigger room to test this in, but I just thought if I turn the wheels I can just release it and just watch it go in circles for a while and see what happens. So this technique of just holding it up and turning the wheels and letting it go in little circles worked pretty well actually. There were a few little minor crashes here and there, but the wheels are so big that it kind of stops the steam tractor from hitting into anything particularly badly, so you're not going to cause much damage. It's a pretty robust thing. Obviously it would be nicer in a larger area, and you can tell by the power that it's got that it would easily be able to pull things along, and you could have a lot of fun with it I reckon in a bigger space. And yeah, there were various kind of carts and things you could buy for it that you can put like little logs and things on and have it tow all kinds of different things. But yeah, I had real good fun with this one, and complete bargain. I mean, I'm not probably going to use it much, it'll just be sat as a sort of shelf queen, just looking nice basically. So this was my car boot sale bargain of the year so far, I would say. £10 for this and for the little engine and the little flywheel. Can't be bad. I'll let you know if I find any more Mamod stuff at car boot sales, or if I happen to get any other cool bargains. I don't think kids would be allowed toys like this nowadays because of the health and safety factor. It's pretty dangerous really, with all the methylated spirits and steam and hot water pouring everywhere. But I'm pretty sure this one only leaked the hot water because I probably filled it up too much. I probably didn't leave enough of an air gap inside the engine part. Anyway, thanks for watching. Check out my other YouTube videos. It's mainly actually 80s toys and things like that I've got. This one I don't really remember from my childhood. Obviously I remember having Meccano and that kind of thing, and I do remember these being around, but I never owned one. But it's very nice to own one now. It's just such a cool looking object, and to be able to find one in this condition was just amazing. Hopefully this video has given some of you a rough idea of how to use one if you get one, and also with the little engines, just what to do, you know, where to add the water, where to put the meths, and just how to get it working. Another tip I would say is, if you ever get one of these and you're trying to get it to work, just make sure you grease the piston parts as well. Sometimes if the pistons are a bit stuck, it just stops the flywheel from spinning at all in the first place. So yeah, I'd recommend that. I just used a bit of grease that I had for my radio controlled cars. Oh, one thing I didn't mention with this is there is a little lever underneath, and you have to have the lever set forward to make the tractor go forward. Yeah, it's probably worth me mentioning that. Anyway, check out my 80s toys videos, hit subscribe if you want to see anything more in the future, and I'll catch you in the next video.